Hello class, welcome to this week's filmmaking lesson. I may not be here at Lowe's College. I will be at Walt Disney World again to go to Disney's Hollywood Studios and stayed at the hotel called Disney's All-Star Movies Resort. Alright, so first, we will be doing the home video releases. On today, we will be doing Broadway A Melody of 1938's film. Here's a plot in this film. Irene Foster, Eleanor Powell, tries to convince her high school sweetheart, Broadway producer Robert Taylor, to give her a chance to star in his new musical, but he is too busy with a rich widow. June night, backing his show, Irene tries to show Gordon that she has the talent to succeed, but he will not hire her. Things become complicated when she begins impersonating a French dancer who was actually the invention of a gossip columnist, Jack Benny. Alright, on tomorrow, we will be doing a Dr. X 1932 film. Here's a plot to this film. Reporter Lee Tracy, is investigating a series of pathological murders that have taken place over a series of months in New York City. The murders always take place at night, under the light of a full moon, and each body has been cannibalized. After the murder, witnesses describe a horribly disfigured monster as a killer. Dr. Xavier Lionel Adwell is called for his medical opinion, but the police have an ulterior motive behind this. They wish to investigate Xavier's medical academy, as a scalpel used to cannibalize the bodies of the victims is exclusive to that institution. Aside from Xavier, the other suspects are Wells, Preston Foster, an amputee who has made a study of cannibalism, Hines, John Ray, who displays a sexual perversion with voyeurism, Duke Harry Beresford, a grouchy paralytic, and Rowitz, Arthur Edmund Careway, who is conducting studies of the psychological effects of the moon. The police give Xavier 48 hours to apprehend the killer in his own way. During this time, Taylor investigates the doctor's intentions and in the process meets Joanne Xavier, Fay Ray, the doctor's daughter. Joanne is exceedingly cold to Taylor, particularly after finding out that it was his story that pointed a finger at her father and ruined his first attempt at locating the killer. Taylor, however, takes a romantic interest in Joanne. At Xavier's beachside estate, all of the suspects gather for an unorthodox experiment. Each member, excluding Wells, because it is known that the killer has two hands and he has but one, is connected to an electrical system that records his heart rate. When a reenactment of the murder of a cleaning woman appears before them, the detector will expose the guilty men. Dr. Xavier's butler and maid, Otto, George Rossiner, and Mammy, Leila Bennett, carry out on reenactment. During the experiment, a blackout occurs. When powers are regained, it is discovered that Wowitz, whose monitor supposedly revealed him as a guilty party just before the blackout, has been murdered using a scalpel to the brain. Later that night, it is discovered that Rowitz's body has been cannibalized. The following evening, Xavier asks Otto and Mammy to reenact another of the murders. Mammy is too frightened to play her part, so Joanne takes her place. All of the men, save for Wells, are at this time handcuffed to their seats. It is during that we find out that it is. In fact, Wells, who is a killer, after strangling Naldo, Wells reveals to his handcuffed guests that he has invented a synthetic flesh composition and has been creating artificial limbs and a horrific mask to carry out his crimes in order to collect living samples of human flesh for his experiments. Then he declares his intention to collect Joanne as his victim. As Wells is about to strangle Joanne, Taylor, concealed among a series of wax figures representing the killer's victims, jumps Wells. After an extended fight, Taylor grabs a kerosene lamp and hurls it at Wells, setting him on fire. Wells crashes through the window and falls in flames down a cliff to the ocean shore, reporting his story into the paper. Taylor tells his editor to make space on the marriage section for Joanne and himself. Alright. On Wednesday, we will be doing Green Dolphin Street, 1947 film. Here's a plot summary in this film. In the 1840s, in the town of Saint Pierre on the English Channel island of Guernsey, two sisters, Marguerite Donna Reed and Marianne Poturel Lana Turner, daughters of the wealthy Octavius Poturel Amand Gwyn, fall in love with the same young men, William Olsen, Richard Hart. Margaret is sweet and simple, while Marianne is extremely shrewd and plans to take over the family shipping business. William is the son of Dr. Edmund Olsen, Frank Morgan, who has recently returned to the island after many years away. Additionally, Dr. Edmund is a former teenage lover of Sophie Petrel, Gladys Cooper. Margaret and Marianne's mother, Sophie's mother, broke up their youthful romance over Edmund's heavy drinking and lower social status. She married Octavius afterwards, under pressure from her parents. Meanwhile, the new clipper ship Green Dolphin arrives in the island's port. The captain of the ship, Reginald Owen, tells William and Marianne of the wonders of the new colony of New Zealand. Captain O'Hara's men catch a stowaway Timothy Haslam Van Heffen, who recently killed his brother-in-law in self-defense. Captain O'Hara believes his story and agrees to smuggle the man to New Zealand. Marianne then schemes for her father to sponsor William to be a naval officer. After a 2-year time skip, William returns to the island for a day. On the island, he secretly declares his love for Margaret, and his father dies suddenly. William reluctantly agrees to return to his ship and travels to China. In China, he sends a love letter and gift to Margaret, but is then drugged and robbed. He misses his ship and is labeled as a deserter. Fortuitously, he finds the Green Dolphin in the Chinese port. He sneaks aboard the ship and travels to New Zealand, where he will be safe from the law. Captain O'Hara finds him William work in New Zealand as a schoolteacher, but he chooses to travel into the back country with Timothy instead. Having settled in New Zealand and become a successful lumberman, William drunkenly writes a letter to her family proposing marriage to Marianne. Meanwhile, meaning to write Margaret and confusing the names. Sophie reads the letter aloud to the family. Marianne is elated and Margaret crushed by the news, not realizing the mistake. Marianne decides, against her father's wishes, to set off on the Green Dolphin for the New Zealand to be with William. As they approach to New Zealand, O'Hara warns Marianne that William gave him the note in a drunken stupor and may not be serious, but she affirms that she loves William and will make a good man out of him. In New Zealand, expecting Margaret, realizes that his mistake only when he sees Marianne come off the boat. Timothy, who secretly loved Marianne in St. Pierre, strong-arms William into marrying her and not disappointing the would-be bride. When Sophie is on her deathbed, she tells Margaret and Octavius that her marriage was forced, but that she grew to love Octavius completely. Octavius says that he always knew, but loved her anyway, and supported William because of Sophie's love for his father. Sophie tells Margaret to apply the advice to her own life, as a hint at that William was never the man for her, and that she can make a better love. As Sophie passes away, Margaret leaves her mother and father alone and goes to her room. She reads a letter from William, which announces that Marianne is pregnant. She runs to tell her father, but is informed that her father passed away minutes after her mother. Despondent, she crosses the tidal flats to a nearby island and lays on the beach as the tide comes in. However, as the water reaches her, she regains the will to live and climbs the treacherous rocks to the nearby convent, where the nuns take pity on her. Marianne significantly improves the lumber business by switching to barge shipping. Instead of wagons, Marianne is pregnant and unhappy in her marriage, knowing that William hates her and drinks heavily. Despite her love for him, while William is away on business, a terrible earthquake destroys the Maori village and logging camp. Timothy saves Marianne as fissures open and trees fall all around. A massive tsunami and landslide floods the river barge that William is on, nearly drowning him. Green Dolphin is wrecked by the tsunami and Captain O'Hara is killed. Despite William's effort to save him, William and Marianne reconcile in the aftermath of the disaster and name her their newborn daughter Veronica. Several years later, war was broken out between the Maori and the New Zealand colonial government. Timothy is warned that fighting is going to spread into their area and implores Marianne and Veronica to leave for Wellington. They refuse, and Marianne convinces William to build a stockade around their village. Also against Timothy's advice, Timothy leaves for Wellington. The hostile Maori attack and capture the family. However, Timothy returns to negotiate their release with their friends among the Maori. Their timber business destroyed, Marianne plans to move to the South Island and start a sheep ranch. Timothy decides not to join them, but confesses his love to Marianne before she leaves. The attraction is mutual, but Marianne says she cannot leave her husband and daughter. In St. Pierre, Margaret returns to the convent and prepares to become a nun. The move to the South Island is extremely successful for Marianne and William, who now live in a stately mansion in Dunedin. In addition to the sheep business, they have formed a steam shipping company, and William is one of the community's first citizens. However, Marianne wants to return to St. Pierre and run the family business from there. She arranges a pardon from William for his crime of desertion so that they can return. When they arrive in the family house, Marianne finds William's old letter from China confessing his love for Margaret. Marianne confronts William, who admits his drunken mistake of that and that Timothy knew of it. Marianne meets Margaret on the day she is to take her vows as a nun and explains William's mistake. Margaret explains that she is happy as a nun and she no longer loves William. As Margaret takes her vows, William tells Marianne that she has grown to love her. her more than he ever loved Margaret. The film ends with Margaret taking her vows as a nun. Alright, on Thursday, we will be doing Oblivion 2013 film. Here's a plot in this film. By March 14, 2077, Jack Harper and Victoria Vika Olsen are among the few humans left on Earth. 60 years earlier, a race of alien scavengers destroyed the moon and invaded Earth. Humanity won the war, but nuclear weapons and the loss of the moon was left most of the planet uninhabitable. With Vika as his communication officer, Jack serves as Tech 49, repairing the combat drones that hunt the remaining scavengers and guard the hydraulic generators, converting seawaters into fusion energy, led by Mission Director Sally from aboard the TET space station orbiting Earth. They will soon leave their humanity's new home on Titan, although their memories have been wiped. Jack has recurring dreams of a life before the war with an unknown woman. Exploring the ruins of the New York Public Library, Jack narrowly escapes a scavenger ambush. After a hydraulic is destroyed, he discovers the scavengers are using the Empire State Building's antenna to transmit coordinates to outer space. After disabling the transmitter, he visits his secret cabin filled with mementos from Earth's past. An unknown object crash lands at the transmitted coordinates. In the wreckage, Jack finds 5 humans in stasis chambers, including the woman from his dreams. Drones kill the hibernating humans, but Jack protects the woman and brings her to his base. He and Vika revive the woman and learn her name is Julia. Realizing she was in stasis aboard her ship, Odyssey, since before the war. Jack and Julia return to the crash site and recover Odyssey's flight recorder, but are captured by scavengers and taken to Raven Rock Mountain Complex. The leader, Malcolm Breach, reveals that the scavengers are humans, disguised to stay hidden from the drones. Another drone attacks, and Beach releases Jack and Julia to discover the truth in the radiation zone. Julia reveals that she is Jack's wife, triggering his memories of proposing to her at the Empire State Building. Beacon sends a craft to retrieve Jack and Julia, but is heartbroken to see them reunited. She alerts Sally, who activates a drone that kills Vika before Julia destroys it. Jack and Julia escape in his craft and destroy the drones pursuing them, but are forced to eject over the radiation zone. Another technician, Tech 52, revealed to be the clone of Jack, arrives to repair the drone. Jack incapacitates him, but Julia is shot, and Jack flies to his clone's base for medical supplies, tricking a clone of Vika into believing he is her version of Jack. He takes Julia to his cabin, where she recuperates, and they reconsummate their marriage. They return to the scavenger base, and Beach explains that the TET is an alien artificial intelligence determined to acquire Earth's resources and wipe out humanity. It destroyed the moon and invaded Earth with an army of drones and Jack's clones. Humanity's victory and escape to Titan is a TET fiction. Jack reprograms a captured drone to sabotage the TET, but more drones attack the base, leaving Beach gravely injured and the captured drone damaged beyond repair. Jackville volunteers to deliver Julia to the TET, allowing him to infiltrate the space station and detonate Odyssey's nuclear fuel cells. En route, Jack learns the truth from Odyssey's flight recorder. He was the commander of a NASA mission to explore Titan, with Vika as his co-pilot, Julia as a crew member, and Sally as their mission director on Earth. After their ship Odyssey was diverted to investigate the threat, Jack jettisoned the sleep module, allowing Julia and the hibernating crew to eventually return to Earth, while he and Vika were captured and cloned. In the present, Jack enters the tent, finding thousands of true clones of himself and Vika in stasis. Confronted by the tent's projection of Sally, Jack opens the stasis chamber to reveal Beach. Julia was sent safely to the cabin instead. Jack and Beach detonate their bomb, sacrificing themselves to destroy the tent. 3 years later, Julia has given birth to her and Jack's young daughter. They meet the surviving resistance members, accompanied by Tech 52, who has regained Jack's true memories. Alright, on Friday, we will be doing Mega Hammerhead 2021 film. Also, the National Geographic and Disney Plus film. Here's a plot in this film. Dr. Neil Hammerslage and his team of researchers are setting off on a quest to learn more about this mysterious shark, as well as search for the most elusive of them all, the massive great hammerhead, a shark that can grow up to 20 feet in length and can weigh over 1,000 pounds. Alright, that's all the home video releases we got. So second, we will be doing TV series over home video releases. On today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will be doing Pixar's Popcorn. Alright, that's all the TV series over home video releases we got. So third, we will be doing Emma Monkey Pictures and Roman Cal Productions and Donkey Teeth Company shorts. It is about Tom and Jerry, the Bodyguard, 1944. Do you know what the Bodyguard means? It means that Jerry flees Spike the Bulldog from the dog catcher's truck. Spike promises to protect Jerry from Tom by responding to the sound of a whistle. Alright, that's all the shorts we got. So fourth, we will be doing Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus. The story continues when Mei Mei goes to the adventure, goes to Liz College to do their work, English work, but the other magical girls promises Mei Mei to become more stronger than to be weaker than work. So Ripple and Top Speed are playing some video games by PlayStation 5 when Mei Mei asked them to. So Mei Mei and the magical girls saw that Wise Winter Prison has never seemed to go the distance before. They wanted to go to get to know again, but the other magical girls doesn't want her to. But Mei Mei tries to find out where they can travel to, but they said get to know instead of going to the other places worldwide. And so Mei Mei has to decide which other travels they can do. Alright, that's all I got for today. Let's do some work now. Hello, Comical. Hello, Black Tuggle. Hi. How do you go today? Good. Can you do me a favor? Yes? What can I do good for you? Could you go with Black Tuggle to get to know? Cause I missed the part of the get to know cemetery and Rue Notre Dame walking, and the park that I usually been here at the Rue Notre Dame, and I just never went to Mexico Right before. And the golf course and mini golf at in Masson and Masson Cumberland Ferry, and a golf course and a mini golf at Boulevard Manly West. Yeah, good idea. I'll go with Black Tail Gold to go to get to know. Okay? Yeah, we always do. Okay. Thank you very much, Common Gone Black Tail Gold. You're very welcome. Enjoy the rest of your traveling. Okay. Hello, guys. Hi. 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 Okay, anyway. We just have to go to Walt Disney World, and come on, go and Black to go are just at Get to Know right now. So they're going to Get to Know right now. So we can go to Walt Disney World again, and we will go to yo, what is it? Stop interrupting me, Mom. Can you please stop it? Okay, anyway, someone's interrupting me, right? You're pretty sure, Will. Okay, anyway, so let's go to Walt Disney World, and we'll have to go to Disney's Hollywood Studios to go to Muppet Vision 3D, and then we'll go to Aliens Wayland Saucers, and we'll go to Toy Story Mania, and then we're going to Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, and then we'll go to Beauty and Beast Live on Stage. Okay then. Well, let's go then. Okay. And we'll just have to stay at Disney's All Star Movies Resort, okay? Okay, good. Let's turn off anyway, okay? Okay, good.